Hey everyone, welcome back to another What's Inside episode of our Elegoo Arduino kit. So it's just going to be me today, your host William, and I want to talk to you guys about this really interesting piece. It's called the Prototype Expansion Module. So if you want to take it on a base level, it's sort of like you have a blank canvas with this. Like if you're starting an art project, you get to take control of what you want to make your project of and what pieces that you want your project to have. And so you can choose your own circuits, you can connect your own modules, and you can either solder some parts to this very interesting piece, and it's ultimately the spot where you always want to start. And so we're going to go into the next part of our video, which is the deeper analysis part. We're going to talk about the functionality, we're going to talk about what you can do with it, etc. So let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome to the second segment of our video with the prototype expansion module. So this one, if you want to kind of make your own custom circuit, this is kind of the piece that you would want to use. It's going to be after you have connected your sensors, your LEDs, and your displays. And what this piece basically does, it gives you the flexibility of going beyond prepaid modules, and you can start building circuits with this piece. And for reference, this is the back of it. So what makes up this piece? So we have a couple of main features here. We have the main breadboard area, the soldering area, the header pins, the ICSP right here, and the power lines. And we also have onboard buttons and the LEDs like here. If you click them, they make some very interesting noises. And just a quick rundown of what these features actually do. This is the breadboard area, and there is a small removable breadboard for quick non-soldering experiments. We have the soldering area. And so what this basically does, it's the permanent prototyping section for final circuit builds, because ultimately when you solder it onto this piece, you're not going to be able to remove them. And then we also have these header pins over here. So what they are, they match the Arduino Uno pins layout for the maximum compatibility. We have the same ICSP in the power lines. It easily access to the 5V, the ground, and the communication pins. And finally, we have the onboard buttons. These buttons, very interesting buttons here. And they're built, we have the built-in reset button, and then we also have an extra push button and LED for testing. So let's get into how this piece actually works. So we want to plug the shield in, which is just like these components over here, onto the Arduino Uno, so the pins will line up perfectly. And then we want to use the mini breadboard to prototype the jumper wires. And once it works, we want to use the transfer components to the soldering grid for a permanent version. And we also want to access the power and the digital pins right from the top layer, so there's no messy wiring. And this is just basically your all-in-one circuit lab sitting right on top of your Arduino. And another reason why this piece is just so amazing and so interesting, you can use this for other advanced uses. So for example, you can combine multiple sensors onto this one board. You can build smaller circuits like voltage dividers or amplifiers, mount IC chips using the pad area, create permanent modules for quick sweeping between projects. And so this module is kind of where the ideas actually turn into hardware. It helps you go beyond just plugging in modules, plugging them into each other, to designing your own functional circuits directly on the Arduino. With it, you're no longer just connecting components, but you're actually creating hardware. So whatever you may want to use this piece for, maybe you want to create like a robot to, maybe you want to create like that robot to do whatever your project wants it to do. Whatever it may be, this is a great way to start. And right now, this video is coming to an end. Obviously, I could go on and on and on about other aspects of this module. For example, I could talk about signal conditioning circuits, the amplifier, the motor, wireless integration, power distribution nodes. And if I do, this video would become very, very long, and I'm sure many of you guys have a very cooked attention spans. But if you have any further questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I'm going to be answering them within a couple of hours. But yeah, we also have like if you want to show us your support, hit the subscribe and the like button, but you don't need to. It's okay. Just do whatever you want. But as always, guys, remember to stay curious, because that's what's inside.